We're gonna go punch so many aliens in the face. Which I guess is kind of funny, because the Rikti aren't really aliens, like in the traditional alien sense. Hi, buddy. You're proving that you can handle some weird situations. Oh, and you know what? Another bit of writing I really like. This is like super late game. Number 6's arc. I give, like, if I had a third thumb, this would get 3 thumbs up. I really enjoy that story arc. I think it's fabulous. It's some of the best, some of the most fun I've had in the game. You have proven that you can handle some weird situations, so I want your help with something strange. I need you to work security on one of the most important conferences in the history of mankind. Yeah! Glad to hear it. The conference is to discuss the terms of our peace between humanity and Rikti. Yep. Yep. They're the smaller faction, but it is the start. The conference is delicate, to say the least, and someone of your experience will be an excellent asset. So, guard Lady Grey. You got it, Serpent Drummer. Yeah, number 6's arc is pretty cool. I like BV's arc as well, but it's not as cool as number 6's. Number 6 is just, like, fabulous. Well, we'll just kind of casually stand here and watch the conference while we drink a coffee. Like that. That's right, I'm a coffee-drinking son of a gun. Fall Line said to me, "Hi, Tabez, some conference, huh?" Yep. You bet it is. I better go check the security computer. Look at this, man. Look, this is like the Rikti equivalent to a tux right here. They got tails on. That's how you know this is fancy. Hey, my man. You can talk to some of the NPCs in here like that. I think Fusionette might have a pop-up. Yeah. My tire picked it up from Icon. I practically had to beat Surge Census for to give me a decent deal. Yeah, I can believe that. Who all can we talk to in here? It's been so long since I've been through here. I don't even remember. Oh, man. Jim. Nice tux, dude. Is that like a burgundy tie or something? It looks good, my man. Take care. For the most part, they get very different. Oh, look at that, the mysterious General Z right here. For the most part, they do get some very different stuff. There is content that both sides get, like Rikti Warzone, Dark Astoria. But otherwise, yeah, the contacts that you have available hero side are totally different than villain side. Now, of course, you can side switch freely, so it's not really a big deal. Okay, here's our security console. We're checking it, as you can see. Lord Nemesis, you dare to interrupt these negotiations that you like a decency to show up in person? I think most people will tell you that for the most part, red side has better writing than blue side, but more people play blue side. So it depends on if you like teaming or not. Having said that, there's definitely some stinkers red side in terms of stories, and there's definitely some absolute gems blue side. But at least back on live with the people I used to hang out with, they would all have told you that red side's writing is better. And I think I would probably agree with that in a generic circumstance. Hark! Lord Nemesis! Oh, your evil, your perfidy. Thank goodness he didn't get to pop personal force field. Like, oh, that foolish old man. Well, let us clean up this mess. Alright, well, let's see what you can do, lady. Dark Blast! There's some stuff, man. Another arc I really, really like from both writing and playing it perspective is the Blue Side arc. It's one of Mercedes Sheldon's arcs, The Magic Man. That's a great story arc, like from every perspective. And Villain Side, there's an equivalent that you get, the Dead Man's deck, that is also really good. Only dumb question you had? Well, I don't think any of these questions have been dumb. These have all been fantastic questions. Would I be okay to follow one contact through their whole line of missions before moving on to another contact? I just get a contact and I just do all their stuff. Early game, you're going to out-level most of the contacts in a like a level range, no problem. Like, you're just going to blow past them all. That's why on this character, I've played most of my time actually with XP turned off, so I could do all the story arcs. And even then, I kind of flubbed that because I was one level higher than I thought I was, and kind of had to do a bunch of stuff through Oro that I didn't intend to. Remember hating trying to travel on Mercy prior to the zone? Mercy's still a pain in the butt. I don't think anybody's going to deny that. Mercy's a pain in the butt, and Granville's a pain in the butt. The Grace spoke well of you, and I can see why the negotiations will continue thanks to your efforts in coordinating the defense. But the Nemesis army was not completely unsuccessful. We must now reverse their gains and recover our losses. Granville defense of the talks will allow them to continue, but the Nemesis army did make gains, which we must now reverse. They captured 6 of the negotiators where they were fought back. Fortunately, their mole machine was damaged and has forced them to traverse natural caverns. Okay, well, let's go counterattack. Our own work back with the hells beneath the zone has paid off again. Riding us a direct route for you to intercept the Nemesis army column. Once you get there, your goal will be to liberate the hostages. Alright, well, let's go liberate some hostages. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to ever tell you that Red Side is easy to navigate. Plus, Nerva Archipelago is just so spread. It's just so long. It's like Independence Port. Actually, it's probably not as bad as Independence Port, but it's like there's not a second train on the map to get you to the other side real quick. Like there's an IP. You just gotta swim it or fly it. But boy, man, there's some stuff in Red Side I just really like. I like everything Mr. Bokor gives you, pretty much. I think his stuff is just fun. Billy Heck is a hoot. The mobster that has you fight the council, he's also a hoot. Like, there's just a lot of fun stuff over there at lower levels. The radio, of course. You haven't lived until you've like done the radio's missions. And the radio sets you up naturally for the television later on. So you will not enjoy the television as much. You have not also done the radio's stuff. And that was kind of why I started doing this character in this project, to do all these story arcs. Was just, I feel like some people have never seen some of this stuff. No, I feel like a lot of people have never seen some of this stuff because there's always so much focus on let's get to level 50 and start doing like trials and raids and all that, and you're really missing out on a lot of kind of interesting material along the way. Okay, so we do have somebody to rescue up there. Doc Buzzsaw just has a bunch of fun missions. Of course, now Doc Buzzsaw also has that whole other story arc, which I don't know that I actually like that much, but you know, that wasn't always the case. Oh, and there's that one story arc, Blue Side, that I did last year on a different character, and that story arc is actually made to play it once through, and then to come back to and get a different ending through Ouroboros. And I thought that was a neat gimmick. Oh, General Aaron's got himself killed. Whoops. Like, I thought that was like a neat gimmick. Yeah, they've added lots of fun stuff to the game. I think, you know what? Even like the later stuff, I mostly really like. I think my main problem with like later content is the signature story arcs, because I feel like they don't really make a lick of sense. Like, who will die can only happen because literally everybody involved is being a big poo-poo head idiot. And if somebody stopped being a big poo-poo head idiot for like 5 minutes, none of that would have happened. And despite having played through it, like, I still don't know what the whole point of Pandora's Box was. Like, I just played through that recently. I'm just kind of like, what was the point to any of this? And maybe that's a case of they were going to build on what happened there more later, and we just never got to it. Is this Laconic or somebody else? Oh, it's Sakelka. Okay. Ha-ha! We got our boom off before you got your shield off, sucker. And of course, some of these characters like General Aaron's and Sakelka, like, as a villain, they don't have any meaning for me, because I have not done the hero story arcs where these characters are introduced. Oh, maybe there was a little bit of Sakelka. Maybe she got mentioned in Ambassador Correct's arc. I don't remember. But, like, for the most part, these are not characters that villains will be super familiar with. The Fault, or the Rikti Warzone stuff, really is hero content that's made available to villains. So some of the diplomats and negotiators will be spending some time in the hospital. All will recover. Great. Great, great. So last mission, or last thing he said was like, unless some crazy attack happens, what happens here? So they're massing for a crazy attack. Alright, well, let's defend the Vanguard base. Very soon, the peace between the peoples of Earth and one of the two Rikti factions will be signed. That will not happen if the coming attack is not stopped. Our other agents are trying to counterattack. Our new allies have promised assistance. Link up with any other troops and be prepared for any kind of Rikti attack. This will only end once the raid leader shows himself and is defeated. Good luck. Okay. Anyway, JLX Brown, I didn't think any of the questions you've been asking are dumb. Like, they all seem like pretty fair questions to me. That's me on autopilot right there. That's 100% autopilot. Not even thinking about what I'm doing. It's just supposed to go up here. Okay, we got a commando. Where's the next hostage? Where is the next hostage? Oh, hey, that's a whole bunch of monkeys. Bye, monkeys. Where is the other hostage? The thing I'm looking for. Go. Here we go. And the raid leader is over there. All right. Got him. That's what we say. Got him. Oh, this guy's also part of his group? Alright, and there was a million monkeys over here, and we're about to recharge our kaboom, so I think right this second, we're going to come over here and start making some monkeys mad. Hey, monkeys. Hey, monkeys, you're so mad you got a fat hey monkey. I don't know what that means, but that's what's going on. Alright, there we go. Slowly working on that monkey badge. Honestly, probably the best way to get monkey kills, right, is over at Point du Hoc. It's like 5 places where monkeys spawn around Point du Hoc. And so if you're waiting on a mothership raid to start, like, you can just farm the monkeys while you're right there. That's what we did yesterday. And in like 20 minutes, we got 400 monkeys or something like that. The traditionals assigned the peace accord, mostly thanks to your efforts to stop the attack. However, when word reached them that this Herodotus was now involved, they became very afraid. We were speaking with him about this. We made great strides. I fear this war is far from over. The traditionalists shared some important news with us. It seems that the Reconstruction has been able to open a continuous portal back to their homeworld and the source of their new troops and supplies. However, the door opens both ways, and they plan to use the Portal Corporation gateways to access what they believe is an open gateway back to the Rikti homeworld. Spread news of the peace. However, it appears we've been outmaneuvered. The Rikti strike from out of nowhere with a renewed ferocity. I'd hoped to give you some rest after all your work, but now I must call on you once more to save Portal Corp. Alright, well, this is definitely not the first time I have saved Portal Corp. And this is one of my least favorite missions in the game. Oh, we got to go to the big portal? Okay. The sounds of combat are everywhere! It is time for action! And I don't really like this mission just from having to punch so many portals. That's it. Like, I have no beef with this mission except for punching portals. Because they don't give you anything. Not even a badge for them. Somehow, we must survive. Also, the negotiators can get, like, stuck in weird places, and the adepts are not always, obvious. Sometimes the mobs around will be killed, so you just have, like, a dude standing around doing nothing, and you don't think it's the guy you gotta rescue. You know, I wonder when Ice Mistral is going to be the weekly strike target. I need to do an Ice Mistral. Go. There's one. Where's the other negotiator? I didn't see him in the other room. Which doesn't mean a whole lot. It just means I didn't see him. Oh, he's in the far corner over here. Okay, perfect. That's right. Radiation tentacles. That's so silly. That's such a silly power I have. Come on, dude. Go away. Thank you. Well, that guy, like, that was a super delayed flop he had. Okay, we've rescued one adept without realizing it. There's the other one. I just gotta get these portals. They've been through there have been so many iterations of how Ricticom officers give XP, and they've just kind of given up. They just turn them into regular minion XP for some reason. They used to give Lieutenant XP, and used to the portals they summoned gave XP, and used to the enemies that came out of the portals gave XP, and they've just like slowly taken all that away because they found people were using them to get XP. Like, literally, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think players were not going to play the game or something? I don't understand that one, but whatever. Just knock this guy off his feet. You know how it be. You knock them off their feet. Remember, the Ricti eliminated magic in their universe because they're lame. You just go away, buddy. I only see one more portal. Oh, there's another one. Not sure where the last one is. Oh, that guy steadfastly was just like, I'm not going to be hit, as he was standing there, and I'm trying to hit him. What a jerk. Supposed to do with salvage? Make stuff from it. And if you don't have anything to make from it, sell it. Because, like invention salvage, like if I wanted to make this thing, I need those pieces of salvage. So if I have those, I can craft that, and then I could equip it or sell it. If you haven't done the crafting tutorial yet from either the University in Still Canyon or the University in Kappa Diablo, you should give that a go, because it tries to, I don't know that it does a very good job, but it sure tries to introduce you to how the crafting systems work. Where is the last portal? What am I missing? Oh, we missed it over here. We killed everybody around it, but not the portal? Is that it? Yep. Very silly. As for crafting, I haven't gotten that far. I mean, you can start doing crafting stuff at like level 10. I think that's when the first recipes drop, is for level 10 stuff. But yeah, salvage feeds into crafting. And also, like, you know, you can make some pretty good money if you get an orange piece of salvage. Like this platinum. Then you can probably sell it for $500,000. Yellows you can sell, or you can sell the yellows to a vendor for like $1,000, and that's probably what you can sell them for on the market too. So if nothing else, like, you can just look at those things as making money. Yeah, I just want to flog this on the market. Let somebody else deal with it. There you go, buddy. Alright, next mission. The Ricti moved within moments after the traditionalists began their plan. I fear they anticipate our maneuver. The next logical step would be for them to counterattack. This has me worried. Reports are coming in for Ricti attacks. I am coordinating stuff. Fight back the Ricti attacks. Good. We are responding. Alright, so we're going to strike target from Borea. Thomas, that's you still with us. Something has the Ricti in a frenzy. We've even received requests for help from the Rogue Isles. It seems Dr. Aeon is entirely willing to rely on Arachnos to protect the power transfer system and Cap. Sending you by teleporter. Okay, and you're gonna make me walk all the way back to where I was. You guys couldn't just like give me a call on my cell phone and been like, yo bro, go over there? Ooh, that'd been too easy. The heat here is absolutely infernal. Now, if you were Dr. Aeon, where would you be in here? This way? Okay. Let's find out. There he is. And Villainside has some fun stuff like the whole lore behind the power transfer system, which is just a hoot. And Dr. Aeon's like, yeah, we have to stop it before it escapes. I mean, explodes. Yes, before it explodes. And it's like, I already know, Dr. Aeon. I have done Virgil Terracos's Strike Force. It's okay, man. I'm the binder of beasts. What on earth is... Oh, I was like, is that a guy trying to run through the wall? But no, it was a corpse that was ragdolling. Okay. Alright. We're done here. He has gotten near the computer, which magically stops it from exploding. Alright, let's go back to Levanterra, and then I think she tells us to talk to Borea. Come on, let's go. Bounce, bounce. Come on, bounce. Everybody in the house with a half an ounce, right? Let's do it. Hey, hey, hey. Quit shoving me around. Sheesh. Sheesh. Red alert. Red alert. Wish I had better news, but the Richter are still on their attack. Your next objective will be Overbrook Dam, and you're going to send me all the way back over there again. You know, you could just save some time if you didn't send me to this door. Like, I could already be back there saving the day. Alright, let's find Seifu, Tendaji, and let's find the boss, and let's get out of here. I've had these guys spawn in all kinds of places. At least Seifu announces himself with a big force field bubble, which I'm not... Oh, there it is. Hey, buddy. So this is the second time we've encountered Tendaji here. Sears is quite good at letting the players set their own goals. Yes, it is. And they can't do another MMOs, but COH is using others probably because, yeah, lots of smaller stories. And when City of Heroes tries to do bigger stories, like, I don't know that they're always very successful at said bigger stories. The Praetorian War and all the trials and stuff, like, that works as gameplay. I don't know that it really worked as a story, if you know what I mean. Like, that's like the only case where they really went whole hog into that, because there was a whole expansion dedicated to setting up the prequel for that. There's a bunch of level 50 content that's about that already that existed, and then they put like the post level 50 stuff on top of it. But for the most part, yeah, City Heroes just gives you like lots of bite-sized chunks of fun. These raids were coordinated well. Your actions and the actions of many others prevented a great deal of damage, but I fear that our latest intelligence shows there's only a diversion for the next year objective. Oh no. The information you retrieve has been translated by Mr. Deckert. It details the timetable for the phase of the Richte's plan. Oh no. It's an opportunity. Herodotus himself is going to be inspecting part of the tunnel network. Alright. Well, let's go beat up the Lord of War, Herodotus. We'll just teleport there. Why not? I have the power. I can teleport anytime I want. I think maybe another way of phrasing what you said, Joe Cool's Blues, is even though maybe geographically City Heroes isn't a big game, like story-wise, the world is really big, and it can accommodate lots of different stories and lots of different stuff, and just kind of let the player do whatever it is they want to do in there. We're going to not rescue anybody. We're just going to go fight Herodotus. He does not appear to be back here. Time's at 12:46. Okay, we're doing all right on time. Hey, there he is. Look how big this guy is. He definitely has a cool villain design, man. He's got the sash and everything. Speaking of World of Warcraft, look at them shoulder pads. Is that an ambush coming in? That must be an ambush coming in. Whatever. Ready. Second wave. Second wave, attack! I don't think your second wave is going to save you, buddy. I mean, is it even hurting me? Like, I don't think I've noticed him hurting me. Dude, look at all his friends that came in. Hi, buddy. I will read your chat in a second. I'm just kind of like grabbing all these idiots and corralling them a little bit, or trying to anyway. Okay, let's pop this. That ought to clear out some of the, well, not really. Okay. There's a lot of mental landscape to fit personal stuff into. It wasn't as crowded as World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings Online, which have their own strengths, but don't leave as much room to decide to be X that does Y and levels through. Yeah. I kind of alluded to that earlier in the stream when I was saying something like, it's one of the few games that actually lets you feel like the big old hero if you want to, as opposed to being like, hey, you're the big old hero. By the way, you need 75 friends to go defeat this one enemy. Like that's pretty much how playing like Final Fantasy XI felt for me. Was like, oh, you're such a big adventuring hero. Wow, go get 5 friends, otherwise you'll die immediately. It's like, where's the fun in that? See, here's is like, how would you like to go and personally fight 7,000 people at the same time? You would? Great, you can do that. And it's really one of City Heroes' great strengths, that the developers accidentally made a game so unbalanced that you could do that. You fought the Lord of the Rings. You fought the Lord of the Rings and forced him to retreat defeated, although he escaped as a victory. Our defensive is stalled, and though we do not know the true ends with our new alliances, we have a real chance to defeat whatever stratagem they may pursue. Done very well indeed. Now, while the pressure from the Rikti has abated for the moment, we have a short span of time to deal with other matters. Alright, well, let's go and get Galcian as a contact. Sheesh!